Okay, so somebody on Reddit asked how I make my suspension builds, and so I'm going to do a teardown of my Rodger Dodger um, wheel swap suspension custom, just to give you guys an example of what I do. So we'll go ahead and just pop the back here. The front's going to be a little bit difficult, sorry for my hand being in the way. There we go. Alright, so we just take the top off, and I'll start with the tire, the middle piece. I take some sandpaper and I sand down the spots where the axle sits, and then I take some AA battery tabs, cut them to size, and then glue them in. And of course, because of the way the wheels sit differently in the front and back, I have to adjust the spring height, and with the way that this sits sunken in and this doesn't, go ahead and focus, I have to also adjust how the tabs sit. And then after I am finished with that, I pick out my wheels, and then I have them set aside ready to go. And of course, if it will focus again, come on, there you go. I removed the tabs that held the old wheels in and drilled spots onto the base so the tabs were wiped off completely, and the springs have a place to kind of sit. And then you just go ahead. I'm not going to do this all with one hand because this is very difficult to do with one hand, but normally you would take the car and clamp it together. Oh, well, no, I actually got that to work for once. Yep, there you go. The front wheels obviously didn't click into place. I'm going to have to open it back up and recenter them. But yeah, the wheels pretty much just float on top of the axle just floats on the spring. The spring does pretty good, keeping the axle in check, because you have these little guides that you make ahead of time, so when the spring compresses, the axle stays in place. It also helps to have to keep those intact, so that way the wheels can slide up and down easier.